Good afternoon, everyone. We're here in the M&M and Festival of Media Global Video Hub. We're at the Festival of Media LATAM. I'm here with Daryl Lee, Global CEO for UM. He's
Hello.
just literally come off stage.
Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
Very
How was
exciting.
your experience, Daryl?
It was lovely. It was lovely. I'm a big supporter of Festival of Media. I think it's really important for media practitioners, media experts to come together and celebrate all the aspects of our profession. And it's a lot of fun in the Latin America one. Let's face it, there's more passion, there's more liveliness, there's more drama. So I love it here.
And a lot of lateness we seem to see.
Yes,
Audience members kind of stroll in
Yeah,
about an
there's
hour late.
Yeah, it's more relaxed. It's, as it should be.
So you had a really kind of star-studded panel up there.
We did.
A couple of clients, someone
We
from
did.
UN Labs as
We did.
well. All great content on there. And
UM Studios.
UM Studios, in fact.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah.
UM Studios. And it was a kind of real good mix of people up there, and actually some core things up there. Have you got a quick summarization of what you spoke about?
Yeah. I mean, the big thing in media today is how do you cut through the clutter, right? There's more media than we know what to do with, and there are more messages that people know how to receive. So how do you do that? We have a very simple philosophy. You tell stories, and you find the right moments to tell those stories. And finding the moment that matters means the story gets heard and it gets shared and has bigger impact on brands around the world. So stories and moments. That's our story.
Absolutely. No, that's good. And those stories are kind of, I suppose, multi-screening, multi-disciplines. You're not stuck in one thing. They can be live, they can be digital,
Absolutely.
can be
cross-screen, cross-media, and cross a culture. So the thing we look for is how do you create a moment that steps out of the category and captures a cultural moment, like the United States Postal Service. You couldn't find a brand that struggles more in the world than the Postal Service United States.
Yes.
Gets no love, gets no attention, just this thing that tries to talk to you and you ignore, right?
Yeah.
And so what we did is took the launch of The Amazing Spider-Man, said, hey, our postal workers are like superheroes. They're reliable, they're agile, they're super quick, and created a moment around Spider-Man that was, yes, we had content. Yes, some of it was 30 seconds long, but some of it was 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. But all of it was multi-screen. It involved an experience of the premiere of the film where the Postal Service delivered the film to the premiere. And we had stamps in Spider-Man. We had Postal Service trucks wrapped in Spider-Man. So experiential and digital, and then of course, TV content, because TV content is still the way you tell great stories.
Absolutely. And are you finding brands kind of buy into this quite a lot? Is it difficult? How big is the sell into brands? So US Post Office is quite an interesting one because obviously it was quite unloved, like you say. Yes. But are brands that kind of see themselves as quite trendy, are they a bit more of a difficult sell with storytelling, or are brands now more open to it?
No, I think brands are open to storytelling. The question is, do they talk about their products in those stories, or can you just talk about the brands? And I'd say it's 50-50. I think there's still brands that are in the, I need to tell my product story, help me be more innovative, create a moment around a product, and we do a lot of that. And then there's some brands that are confident enough to go, I'll just talk about what my brand means in the world. MasterCard is one of those brands. I'll talk about priceless and being a priceless companion to people, being an enabler of priceless experiences, and I'll let the brand carry the story. And so, but all of them aren't. I don't think there's a brand that's not in the storytelling mode. The question for us is, do you spam people with a story? Because programmatic means you can be more precise and more targeted, but you could be more targeted and more precise and still pound people with stories every day. So how do you make there be big moments where they can share that story collectively and socially?
And I suppose that brings us nicely onto the piece about programmatic and creativity.
Yes.
And a lot of people saying, actually, are they good bedfellows? Are they kind of a clash of the titans? Can they live together? What would be the UM take, the Daryl Lee take on this?
The answer is yes. Yes, they'll live in harmony. I mean, it's art and science, right? You've always had an ancient debate between art and science, and we need both. What we now have with the science is not just the ability to target more effectively, but the ability to predict results and close the loop in results. So all of that business analytics allows you to do amazing things on the content creativity side and feeds it. So the reason why we have clients who let us step out of the box and do really amazing things from a content perspective, and we have a unit that creates content called UM Studios, where we create content that brands use. The reason we have permission to do that is because we've created the ROI case for clients that they will get better return. And then we prove it.
Okay, and that's very interesting because that's a whole kind of shift in the agency model, isn't it, over the last few years? How have you guys coped with that? And I suppose it's all part of the kind of ever-evolving consumer and their tastes and the agility of them to pick up news from various different sources.
Well, we've built a unit that has people who create content called Studios that didn't exist before. It came out of a group of people who worked with the media owners to produce integrations and experiences. But as we began to see an appetite and a need for content that lived outside of advertising, but kept the brand story going and gave people ways to react to consumer input, we needed to create a content unit. So that is something that is a different skill set. A lot of producers, a lot of people from digital, and some from creative agency shops. And then equally, people who are coming from media companies who want to create content for multiple brands across multiple countries. It's the Wild West, but it has all the fun of the Wild West.
Absolutely, absolutely. And content really is king these days.
It is.
Whatever you look at it from.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, that's the social revolution, right? People talk about social media. What all social media is a giant content machine.
Yeah.
And the question is, can you be authentic and real in that, and not just give people prepackaged content, but really listen and go, okay, so here's the story you want to hear, here's the story we'll tell.
And I think that's the key, isn't it? Is actually getting that content correct in the right time, making it organic as possible.
Right, make it authentic.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So interestingly, we've got a big day tomorrow. There's more storytelling tomorrow.
Yes, there is.
Are you around tomorrow?
I will be not around tomorrow because I have client meetings. I was around today. What I love about the content today was that it was as much about culture as it was about the technology that is evolving and changing media. And I think the role of media and culture is something that people are getting more and more interested in, for good and for bad. We're going to have the big privacy debates. I know the millennials panel today, there was this amazing discussion about how millennials don't care about privacy. They don't care about privacy until something bad happens, and then they'll care about privacy as much as the rest of us. But media is leading the cultural debate. Okay. And I think our opportunity to keep leading that, the rise of Latino culture and how media responds to that, the rise, frankly, of the role of women in culture and how media reacts to that, and how media agencies start reflecting a more diverse world. All of that is where media should be. Right. So I will not be here tomorrow.
Okay.
But I was very impressed with today.
Good.
And I thought that Jason Silva was a great way to start. And come to the Festival of Media.
Thank you very much, Daryl. I couldn't ask for a better advert. Thank you.